Good morning. How are you all doing? 20.4 has just dropped. I'm in Kuwait, so I've got none of the team with me right now, and I found a quiet hall for me to go and sit in and make this little video for you guys. Both Adam and Najib have sent me over their thoughts on 20.4, so I've just incorporated into one video. I'll try and keep it sweet so it's not just boring me sitting here on my own. I really like this workout actually, 20.4. I'm not a big fan of how long it is. Again, we have already done the 20-minute workout in the Open this year, so another 20-minute one's a bit of a shock, but I think this one's a bit more fun. It's going to be a bit more inclusive for people to get kind of further into the workout than maybe last week's one was. The workout, if you haven't seen it already, is 30 box jumps, 15 clean and jerks, 30 box jumps, 15 clean and jerks, 30 box jumps, 10 clean and jerks, 30 pistols, 10 clean and jerks, 30 pistols, 5 clean and jerks, 30 pistols, 5 clean and jerks, and the weight increases each time, with the female weight starting at 95 and finishing at 205, and the guy's weight starting at 135 and 315 for the RX. The scaled weight starts at 35 and men's is 65, and the scales weight finish at ladies 135 and guys 185. So even for the scaled one, it gets quite heavy as the workout goes on. Deciding whether to do this scaled or not, I think, comes down to how far through the workout can you get on the barbell weight. So if you're looking at like weight 2 on the RX one and thinking there's no way I can lift that, I'd say opt for the scale 1 and get a bigger workout in. And the other choke point is the pistols. If you've got no chance of getting any pistols, you can choose. You can either do the RX weight and get to a good time breaker score at the 30 box jump, last set of the 30 box jumps, and have a crack at some of the heavier weights. Or if you want a longer workout, because like I said, the scale one still does get quite heavy, then you can just, if you go for the scale one, if you want a better workout. So a couple of things to consider with this: the barbell does get very heavy, and the pistols are super gymnastic and super technical. The warm-up focuses on those two movements because the box jumps are kind of just a warm-up in itself. So warming up, was suggesting get the ankles really warm. So get kettlebell resting on the knee, lean forward, use the ankle to get some good flexion in the ankle, get the ankle super warm before it. Then move into warming the hips up. So 90-90 hip rotations, just loosening the hips up so we get some good hip range. Then work through 3 rounds. 2 tall landing box jumps, just developing extension. 4 curtsy lunge to warm the glutes up for the pistols. 8 muscle clean and press, just getting lots of front rack exposure. And then 10 hollow rocks on the core, nice and fired up before we start lifting heavy. Once you've done that, then I'd start building up to kind of the target weight you're going to hit for the workout. If you think you're going to get to bar 3, bar 4, then work up towards that weight, just so when you get to it in the workout, it's not a shock. But literally all through workouts, there's a risk of getting no rep on. Top of the box on the box jump, make sure you're extended. With a barbell, make sure your legs, hips, arms, shoulders, everything is fully extended when you've got the bar over your head. And the pistol, make sure you're sitting all the way down below parallel at the bottom. And then when you stand up, the front leg cannot come behind you. So you know when sometimes you stand up, and I've got a really bad habit of falling backwards and putting my leg behind me, make sure the non-squatting leg does not go behind you, or that will consider a no rep as well. You can hold the front foot if you wish to help balance, but you've got to make sure that leg stays in front of you until you're completely stood at the top. So be very careful with your no reps. It'd be a complete shame if you waste any of your reps to get no reps when it's just a little thing like standing up on top of the box. With the box jump, so when you approach this workout, you want to pace it thinking that's a 20 minutes, because there's a chance that not many of us are going to be able to clean jerk 315 5 times. So chances are you're going to be doing this workout for 20 minutes. So you want to start off accordingly. Don't race the first set of box jumps. Don't go unbroken on the first set of barbell. Break everything up nice and slow, thinking that this is going to be a 20-minute chipper. Even to the point where I'd encourage step-ups on the 30 box jumps. Like 30 step-ups is going to feel so easy compared to doing 30 box jumps, unless you're a lighter guy and you're feeling super dynamic and you can jump on that box, no problem. Step-ups is a good idea, but there's no hands. You can't rest your hands on your knees. You're doing your step-ups, and you can't step on the corner of the box. Make sure you're stepping up straight onto the box. Like I said, the bar does get very heavy. The chances are you're probably going to get held up at one of the weights. So you might get to bar 4, bar 5, and know that I can't clean jerk that weight because it's more than my 1 rep max, and I'm going to be tired by getting there. So you need to plan accordingly. So you're going to be working this for 20 minutes. But there's probably going to be a choke point. If you know your choke point is earlier, then there's a decision to be had around, should I go faster through this part of the workout to get a better time breaker? And the time breaker is after the sets of box jumps and the pistols. So if I can get to bar number 4 and I can do a set of pistols, I want to work to get to that set of pistols as quickly as I can. But again, that becomes a case of you having your plan, because you have to know how far you're going to get, how long that's going to take you, and plan accordingly. For the bar, but I think breaking it up from the start is a really good idea. I'd say small sets, even singles from the very beginning, and I'd say maximum sets of like 3. If you're planning getting a decent way through this workout, I'd say maximum sets of 3. If you're not going to get very far through the workout, absolute max, I'd do sets of 5, because you want to try and stay as calm as possible through the early part of the workout to allow you to A, get a good time breaker, but B, also not to blow up towards it, and you don't want to blow up on this in the first 5 minutes. You can't, so I'm pretty sure, don't 100% quote me on this, but in previous years in the rule book, there's something about you can't change your shoes in the workout. So whatever you start with, you've got to keep on. For me, I would say this workout's probably going to be done in lifters for me, because I need the lifters for the pistols, and if you're going to get to heavy clean and jerks, you probably want a good set of lifters on as well. But you don't want to be doing 90 box jumps in lifters, so it's probably a good option, if you're going to do lifters. I'd do step ups in lifters rather than doing box jumps in non-lifters. If you've got lifters, I'd say stick them on. What else is I going to say about this workout? Kind of shoes, split the barbell up. It's a fun workout. I don't think there's going to be a lot of us in the gym that are going to hit the massively heavy weights, but I still think a lot of us should be able to attack this one, at least give it a crack. I reckon, like I said, the earlier weights are manageable, and I think it will be a good time. Have a plan going into it. I'd just say my tips for this one, I'd be super careful about the no reps, break up the barbell from the start, don't be afraid to do step-ups instead of box jumps, have a plan going into it, and then just have fun.